All right, guys, we're here with Loma from Moala Boxing Academy. Loma, it's good to have you on board, mate.
Nice to have me on board too, bro.
It's obviously I've known you for quite a long time.
Yeah.
It's good to see you working the circuit with the boxing now.
Yeah.
You're doing you involved a lot more with the coaching and got your own academy and that. How's that going?
Yeah, it's going good. I think the fighters don't realize how much time and effort that we put into them. So I feel like, every time it is about the fighter, but then you got to remember coaches actually play a big part and a
100%
role.
they
And
do.
so I feel like me being a coach now, I'm standing up for all the coaches.
Yeah, for sure. You are. But you know what? Like I always say, like the coach is pretty much takes on all the energy of the fighter. So like when you're training them, if they're down, then you got to pick their energy back up, and that takes that out of you as well. So you're pretty much hand in hand walking with that on that journey, which is crazy.
Yeah, 100%.
So a lot of people don't understand the actual coaching side. What's the difference between for you the biggest thing from going from fighting now to coaching?
I think it's just having the patience, and you think because even if you have been an athlete before or fighter, you think that they're gonna perform the way that you did, but it's not like that.
Yeah.
Every horse has its own mindset. You can only, and I always say that I always have this saying. It's always, you can only lead the horse to water.
Of course.
So for me, it's not about you can get all your tactics and that right, but for me, it's even if you don't have the most athletic, gifted fighter or athlete.
Yeah.
My thing is it's knowing how to get the best out of them.
Okay.
That's my role. Like I go deeper. Everyone thinks, oh, superficial looking from the outside that they have to be talented, but some of the most talented guys don't have the strongest mindsets.
Yeah, for sure.
So for me, it's always how can I get the best out of that fighter, even if they're not the most gifted.
Yeah. So when you're doing that, are you judging their personalities and not judging, but like you seeing what their personalities are like and how they respond to different things, different cues you provide?
You know what? I do judge.
Yeah.
Because the fighters have to understand they've picked the hardest sport. And this sport is relentless if you don't get it right. And it always starts with the mindset.
Yeah, for sure.
Half the time it's the fighters are battling themselves in the mirror before they get in against their opponent. And it's daunting because this sport, it requires a lot. So for me, you need a lot of courage and a lot of fucking balls to get in.
100%.
So that's why for me, it's never ever, whether they're good or not, I always give the utmost respect because I've been there, done that. You've been there, done that. It's a different animal.
Yeah, 100% it is. Man, it's so like what you just said about it is battling the person in the mirror. Like it's so much more about when I'm fighting, I don't even think about the other guy.
100.
It's more about me and what I'm showing up and fucking putting into training and everything like that.
Yeah.
And as you would have known, even because you were a Commonwealth Games medalist.
Yeah.
Like, what was that whole journey like in battling yourself doing towards that?
I was definitely, I'm a big mindset type of guy.
Yeah.
So for me, even it was actually bad because one of the coaches, very respected coaches, Lomalito Moala back in New Zealand, he even made a comment to the boys. He goes, for some reason, Loma doesn't like hanging around everyone. The reason why I didn't want to hang around everyone because they had like some nervous energy. And I didn't want to be around that because it'd get contagious. That's how bad I am.
Yeah.
Because the whole time I didn't train 10 years of my life to hang around guys who were nervous to ruin my fucking one moment,
For sure.
10 years to get one stupid bronze medal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, that's how bad I am with the mindset. So my mindset was, I know I'm good enough. And that's why I kept telling myself, I know I'm good enough. There's a reason why I'm here. And I didn't sacrifice 10 years of my life to go and fucking botch it all.
Yeah, 100%, man. I think even you have to be selfish in this game.
Yeah, 100.
and especially when you put in that much work, you don't stop caring about what other people think.
Yeah.
And it's more about your journey rather than anyone else's. So now you've transitioned into the coaching.
Yeah.
What's it like with the academy you've opened, and how's that all going?
It's going very well. For 1 year, what we've done, we're already past 200 members in 1 year. I think everyone that's come into the academy, it's more than just learning boxing. It's the mentality to try to achieve bigger things in your life.
Yeah, nice.
For me, and I am based in East Sydney. I've got a very affluent client base. The networking there has been good. But as long as you're doing well, everyone's helping you out. And I think since coming into the East, I think I'd like to say I've played a role in growing the sport bigger in that area.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you know what? They don't have to do boxing.
Of course.
But I realized when I was out in the East, especially out in Watson's Bay, everyone needs boxing.
Yeah, 100%.
Boxing is just, it's like you need water.
Yeah.
Same with boxing. And it didn't matter what demographic or what, where you're from. Boxing is good for everyone, mentally, physically, and character building.
For sure. I actually was watching, I remember during COVID, and when you're doing your outdoor training, and your videos popping up, I'm like, fuck, is this guy's, you're one of the only guys that actually killed it in lockdown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that's where, I don't know if my memory is correct,
Yep.
but like that's where you actually started making your mark, and then maybe saw the realization that you could fucking make this a big thing.
100. And you're right, because during COVID, when I had left my full-time job, I told my wife, I said, you know what, let's go to the East. You're already making a good salary from your full-time job. If I don't perform the way I think I am, like I am on my socials, it's all on me. I failed us, And then lucky for me, it paid off.
Yeah.
But saying that, to be able to be a good coach, you got to know what you're teaching. You got to be personable with people.
For sure.
And people can judge if you're coming in with the right intent. And that's what I felt like I did.
Yeah.
And it was hard at that time. It was hard because the kids couldn't go to schools.
Yeah.
So the parents would get me in. So I was at the park, and literally I was there from 5 a.m. till 6 p.m. at night. Even though from the park I was 200 meters, I had a chili bin or esky, and I had my food. I couldn't leave because I was that busy.
Yeah, well.
And then I didn't realize the kids came from very affluent, parents.
Yeah.
And then they realized that, boxing's good.
How'd they find you, bud?
They just saw me at the park, and obviously social media. And at the time I was going hard on socials. I just wanted to give a different perspective, apart from skills, like just mental training, like everyday living and everyday life. So for me, it's coming from, I'm from Cabramatta. I was on a mattress in the garage. That's the guy I'm at. That's where I come from.
Yeah.
So
I did see one of your videos, and you're talking about mindset in one of the videos. And like, fuck, this is actually, well, you're throwing down some good knowledge, and some people that will listen will be like, fuck, it's actually legit.
Yeah, and I think apart from teaching people good boxing is like just life skills. Like you guys are already in a hard sport, but this sport requires a lot more.
Yeah.
And at the same time, it's a double-edged sword, because at the same time, even if you think you got it bad in boxing, life is even more harder.
Oh man, I always say, fucking boxing is life on steroids.
Yeah.
Like you get that little focus, and it's like it's everything that happens in life happens in a boxing ring.
100.
And you get hit with the shots that you don't see coming. Fuck, they knock you off your. It's the same as in life.
Yeah, and that's where I'm trying to get at. So, and that's what I feel like with the coaching now. It's like, man, like now I figured it out. Now I'm going to my 6th year of coaching. It's like, okay, they can't think like me, but how can I get them to respond well, to react well?
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm starting to fine tune what I have.
Yeah.
And as well for me, it's just being efficient with time with people who want to take it there, because otherwise, a lot of people come. I get it. We do it because it's a passion, but there's going to be a lot of vampires who are going to take a lot of time and not appreciate that. So when I get this reputation now, they're like, oh yeah, well, Romu's not at the fights, and I'm just super efficient. I'm like, I'm not going to get to 70 years old and regretted that I spent my fucking time with this person, So now it's like the ones that we're I'm pretty selective now. And at the end of the day, and it's like for any club, when you represent your club, you represent your family, the club name, and your coach.
100%. It's always, even when I used to fight, like, I was representing Arnell.
Yeah.
he was the guy that I wanted to make the most proud, because he fucking put in so much work with me.
Yes.
And it's like, all right, like this is where we show out and actually show fucking the work that we've been doing together.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you're excited for Harris to do that with you guys.
Yeah, 100%. And you know what? And I always say this to Harris, he's garage made. Like, I know there's a few trainers out there during COVID who would give me shit because Lomu didn't have a space. And I'm like, at the end of the day, the type of level 5s that were coming through, they didn't come because I had a $1 million fit out. Yeah. They came because of the knowledge, which you can't get. So obviously we elevated from the garage in the park.
Yeah.
But I feel like at the time, Harris came in a time of my life where, man, the chips were falling down, man. I had no gym. Old fighters were leaving me because they were talking shit behind my back. And I just kept to the guns, and Harris kept to the promise I made him. I said, when he actually first started, I said, he come in, I just said, fuck, bro. I'm like, you got something that I like. Yeah.
Mad.
And it was very raw. And I just said to him, look, trust me, I know you might think I'm talking shit, but I think in 2 years you can make nationals. Bro, the guy's still learning how to use a fucking jab. And then we actually did that in his first year. He was already sparring Lenny Zapavinha.
Yeah.
So people didn't see the hard
He's
work.
a beast as well.
Yeah, and Harris will say that's why the 2 years I felt like after he did need that break because he pushed fucking hard.
Yeah, for sure.
And at the same time, he fucking made me proud because he fucking stuck to what I said. And we're here now, like, even though he's going into his 4th year of boxing, man, this guy's got fucking old, like potential.
Got it, yeah.
So for now, it's like, Harris, just do your job. Listen to Jimmy, listen to me. We're going to pave the way. And that's it. Like, just do your job and that's it.
Mad. What do you, well, like, say, for example, like a guy like Harris walks in the gym, what sets him apart from other fighters, or what do you look for in a fighter that you think that they've got something?
I think having it like just ticker, like having mongrel. You know, you'll get a lot of these talented guys, they'll come in, but they don't have that ticker, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's going to separate everyone at that level, apart from having good skills and good fitness. You're going to have to want it more, and you got to hit people with fucking purpose.
Yeah, 100%.
So I feel like that's what he had. But even that, just athletically, he had it. And he was literally a diamond in the rough because I've been around the game for so long. I can see the ones who will make it and the ones who won't. Even if they're making a big name in the amateurs, there's always something that someone lacks.
Yeah, I agree.
You know,
I definitely agree.
No one has it all.
Yeah.
So you got to try and figure out how we can get it to that level. So for me, that's what I thought. He had ticker. He loves to hurt people. I don't feel like he suited the amateur game because we're not running a 100-meter sprint. So we're playing for the marathon. So, and you can see the glimpses of it in the amateur career where he's got the power. Hard to put people away in the amateurs. And obviously in his amateur career, you know, he's fought a few good fighters.
Yeah,
you know, a
100%.
couple of them, they're national champions. So I feel like it's the right time to go pro.
Yeah. No, I've seen him in action before. He fucking looks good. Even though I saw him fight Paul. From our gym, and you can see Paul's very tricky.
Yes.
And Harris got the better of that fight as well, which was it was great to watch. You know. And now, so obviously you've done that. And what would made you do the transition into the actual gym? So from the garage, from Watson's Bay, how did that work?
Man, the first week, no joke. I swear on Rocky's life, my little Pomeranian, hard.
Yeah.
The first week, it was changing my routine. Fuck, man, just like dealing with people, admin side. But lucky I have a very good, smart wife. She looked after that. But it was hard because I had to change my routine and having to try find a balance between training the fighters and everyday people.
Of course.
And I feel like I've got that now. I've got the time to flex where I can, you know, if people do follow me on my social media, I do travel a fair bit now when I'm not training the fighters, and I think that's the real flex for me.
Yeah.
But for me, it was just, fuck. Anyone that's in business, I don't care if it's boxing or not, man, the business owners, and especially during this time, these tough times with inflation, man, it's like every day you're trying to figure out, you know, got to keep this certain income coming in. I got mouths to feed because I got employees as well.
Sure.
It's fucking hard work, especially trying to be a coach at the same time. And then you'll get the fighters that'll complain, oh, well, Lomi doesn't have time for me because the business. I'm like, yeah, I have a fucking business. I go, you're not going to pay me $100K a fucking year to, you know, so it's finding that right balance. And I kind of figure that's why now, like, you only get a few of them that'll take that step with me. But I'm hard as nails, but I do have a heart.
Yeah.
But they got to realize they're taking the hardest spot.
Yeah, of course. But how'd you actually, how'd the gym come about?
So what happened was, we're training at Watson's, and then just through a few of my connects, my clients I've had, even till now, it's been like 4 years. I was training one of Mark Burris's godsons, and then Mark Burris, I trained him for a little bit. Then I didn't know all his networks that were networked with my clients. So obviously there's this clear, and it's always who you know. I do not care for you smart guys that get a degree, because at the end of the day, you know, it's always who you know.
For sure.
And that's how it came about. It was just having an impact on my community.
Yeah.
And that's how it started. And then Uncle Nick Politis goes, give it to Lomi, whatever he wants. Uncle Nick, you're the man.
Yeah.
So, and it was like Luke Rickerton used to play for Roosters. So, yeah, you get this certain click. And because I had made an impact in the community, that's why they were like, you know what, Omu, you need your own gym.
Yeah, nice. And how's that been? Has it been a step that you've been grateful for taking, or what?
Yeah, 100%. Because especially the fighters that are coming through under me, it kind of gives them a head start in terms of sponsorship or selling tickets and tables. And I know over in the East, they when they got something good, they'll support it.
Yeah, good.
So for me, just that networks, and I was smart because I did it that way, where I knew generally I get along. I want to know people, get along with them.
Yeah.
And then you realize when you're going in with the right intent, people want to help you out.
For sure.
So for me, I've kind of built that connection. This is why I'll get shit done, because all I got to do is just look at my phone. You know, if you look at the top 10 texts of who I messaging, you know, you are who you keep around. So for me, and then I know now I'm a bit more selfish with my time because I know I have to be efficient.
Need to be, but
Yeah, and then I'm always hanging around people who have done it. Especially just getting this opportunity with Wanderer. I'm like, you know what? Wanderer's got fucking potential to be big. I'm like, let's fucking get on.
Yeah, man. I'm very excited to have you boys on.
Yeah.
And I think now everyone's saying to me now, they're like, fuck, especially when they came for the first show, they're like, you're going to make some big waves.
Yeah.
And I can see it. Even my vision is there.
Yeah.
Like longer term and that. And I can see it's just a matter of stepping out on the path. And it's good to have people like you and Harris and that involved. So I'm very grateful for you guys coming on board.
Yeah.
What are you most looking forward for the fight?
I think just to get Harris out of the way and get this fight, because he's had itchy fists for nearly a year.
Yeah.
And I think it's the journey ahead of us.
Yeah.
And we're not looking past this fight because, man, we had 6 opponents, 5 of them pulled out. You realize there's a lot of guys that have no balls.
Yeah, for sure.
And, you know, the ones who got no balls are charging a premium, so might as well. But, no disrespect to them. But this fight, I'm looking for because it's not an easy fight. It's one that's really going to test Harris, and it's good for Wanderer Promotions. It's fucking good matchup.
Yeah,
so for me, it's the journey ahead, and having Jimmy Cambosis on board and even having George's support says a lot. And I know we're going to be very intricate on how we're going to play this game of snakes and ladders.
Yeah, mate. Well, Loma, looking forward to the fight.
Easy, bro.
Come on, brother.
Yeah,
Cheers,
baby.
mate.